Hey guys, welcome to the Poolman University. Today we're talking to Eric Knight from Orenda. We're shooting some videos for the Poolman University. You can find a lot of the information on orendatech.com, so feel free to jump there and watch a lot of the content that they have there. Eric, I want to talk about enzymes, especially when you're a new pool guy. You kind of start getting in, you hear about phosphates, you hear about a lot of these other things, but really people don't get into the detail of enzymes. So maybe you can explain to us, what are enzymes and how do they work and how a new pool guy should maybe have that in their arsenal.
Certainly. Thanks. And thanks again for having me. I think any pool person or anybody in any industry has to be aware of what everyone calls snake oil. And I think there are a lot of products out there that make claims that they can do things that they're really not qualified to make claims on. And when I first heard about enzymes, I was a competitive swimmer, and I didn't, I'd been in a lot of water. I'd swum for 10 years, and I had not really been in pools that I could see 50 meters across very often. Like the first day of Olympic trials was an exception, but they had definitely over designed the filters on it and stuff like that. So I put enzymes in there. Why? It didn't make any sense. You got chlorine, et cetera. And they seemed like a new thing. So I'll explain what they are. And when I first experienced them, and I'm only telling this context to give you an idea of scale here. When I first experienced them, I was a swimmer, and I was training in a pool that had a big swim team with about 850 kids on it that hit that pool every day. That's the kind of bather load I'm talking about. And I was working at the time. I wasn't swimming anymore. And I went just for a recreational swim, and I dove in, and it freaked me out. The water was like drinking water. I actually have a picture of it here. So see if I can clear my screen here. This is how clear that water was. That's 25 yards across.
Wow.
It looks like drinking water, and that's every day. Now, normally a pool like that is cloudy because there's just so many bodies hitting it. So what can possibly make water that clear? Well, chlorine is exceptionally good at killing things. That's what it's made to do. It's an awesome, unbelievably good disinfectant and sanitizer. So good that, like, in terms of killing algae, there is no legal algicide on the market anywhere close to what free chlorine can do. But here's the problem. Chlorine is also an oxidizer. On its face, that's not a problem, except when you're trying to talk about killing things, because chlorine gets distracted. It has other things to do. But it's not really made to be an oxidizer. It happens to be one, but that's not really what it's really great at. Its unique ability is killing things. So killing algae, killing germs, killing viruses. But yet the vast majority of contaminants in pools are non-living oxidants, like bather waste and metals. Metals are a small percentage, but they're still oxidants. Bather waste is the big one. And I'm not just talking about sweat and natural body oils, mucus, snot, all that stuff. It's disgusting, I know, but these things come off of our bodies. What I'm really talking about is the synthetic ones, like makeup, lipstick, deodorant, lotions, and of course, the Mac Daddy of them all is sunscreen. All of these things, chlorine is now tasked with burning that through oxidation and getting rid of these complex molecules out of the water. And it uses up a lot of chlorine. That's where you get the chlorine demand. If all you had to do was sanitize germs, you hardly use any chlorine in that because, proportionally speaking, there's not a lot of germs in water at any given time. At least we hope not. So enzymes come in with a unique ability to go after that, and only the non-living organic waste, the sunscreens, the lotions, the makeups, but also the mucuses and the natural body oils that come off. So anytime you have grease or oily water, those kind of things, scum, grime, all that organic material, enzymes are uniquely designed to break those down. So from a biological perspective, these enzymes are not living, but they are technically a type of protein amino acid. An enzyme is just something that catalyzes a very specific reaction, whether it brings two things together or it separates two things apart. Our enzymes are specifically to go after non-living carbon chain organics, meaning bather waste, and it breaks down the carbon chain. So instead of chlorine trying to just burn through this complex molecule and work its way through, in which case chlorine can fail, it can run out, and then you have these mutant half-burned substances in your pool. Who knows what all that is? Enzymes eat it and they break it down. They smash through it with no problem at all. And the result is stunning water clarity. And it's a much easier pool to manage because you have taken such an enormous burden off of chlorine. The amount of energy it takes for chlorine to keep that water safe and clean is dramatically reduced because you've taken the vast bulk of work off of it, because the enzymes are just devouring. They're literally digesting, breaking it down, and moving on to the next one. And their appetite is pretty voracious. It's not unlimited. At some point, they get used up, and you have to do a weekly maintenance dose to keep them up. But put it this way, the busier the bather load, the more enzymes shine.
My next question to you, and that's great explanation of enzymes. So I'm a brand new pool guy, and I obviously want to, look at adding enzymes to my pool on a weekly basis. And let's talk about a 10,000 gallon pool just because the numbers are easy. So if I was going to ensure that I have enzymes every week in some of these pools that are heavy with a bather load, what would be a dosage that you would recommend for these pools?
Great question. So once a year, we purge with CV600. And if you don't have a DE filter, you could also use CV700. It's the same enzyme, but the 700 has a little bit of phosphate remover in it. But either one would be fine. 1 quart per 10,000 gallons once a year, typically at the beginning of the season or at the end of the season, depending on where you are. Like if you're about to winterize, we would prefer you do that in the winter so that you purge everything out before you winterize, so you open up to a clean pool in the spring. So it's 1 quart per 10,000 gallons. And then depending on your bather load, it's anywhere from 2 to 15 ounces per 10,000 gallons a week. Now, there's no backyard pool that would justify anything more than 5 ounces per week, even if you had a birthday party. These are very strong, very concentrated enzymes. So you're talking, at most 5 ounces. That's less than half a beer per week in that 10,000 gallon pool. And that's if it's heavily loaded. Most pools don't justify that. Maybe it's 2 ounces. But some don't even justify that because these enzymes are very strong. They were actually made for wastewater. They weren't made for pools. Orenda brought them to the pool industry. So we created the CE Clarifier. It's a more affordable option that has CV600 enzymes in it. And it also has the ability to grab particles and collect them. So pollen, dust, things like that. So what we recommend for most people in the pool service trade is to purge with CV600, 1 quart per 10,000 gallons, and then switch to the clarifier and just use the clarifier weekly out of a spray bottle. You don't need a lot. It's just an ounce or two every week. We recommend putting it in a spray bottle and broadcast it across. And that's enough enzymes to keep it going pretty much all season. And then if you have an exception, like a big birthday party, your homeowner calls you and says, hey, I'm going to have 30 kids in my backyard. Hopefully they call you beforehand. You would probably do the 5 ounces of CV600 right before that and 5 ounces after to clean up after the fact and go back to clarifier.
That's great. So Eric, any of the guys that are watching these videos that are interested in getting more information on any of these products, where would you recommend they go?
Well, you could go to our website, orendatech.com. Just tap on the tab, find products, and all of the SDS sheets and all the product information with videos, how-to tutorials, all sorts of stuff. It's all on the website. We also have that in our app. So if you go to the Orenda app, to the main menu, just go down and find Orenda products, tap on the one you're talking about. It looks pretty easy. There's a bunch of tiles on it. Tap it. All the information is available there too.
Great. Next question. On that app, I'm assuming that you're able to get to all the different videos that you put out with regards to your content, so they don't have to just go to the website. They download that app. They have an LSI app. And then on top of that, they're able to get the blog articles and everything all within the app.
Correct. It's all in the app. So it's always in your pocket. Wherever you are, as long as you have an internet connection, you can download it. Well, I guess you can't download, you can stream any of the videos. The calculator portion of the app works if you're on airplane mode or have no signal. That was a big part of our design. We wanted that to be native to your phone. So you don't need internet to use the calculator. You do need internet to see the videos and read the articles though.
That's great. And then one more thing I wanted to ask you. I know that Orenda has the 4 pillars, But before the 4 pillars, you guys have another program on water chemistry. What is that one?
True. The original Orenda Academy was the main program, and then we expanded that to do the more advanced 4 Pillars Academy. So it's just called Orenda Academy.
Orenda Academy. And so anybody can go, they can sign up,
totally
click,
free,
register, be able to do that. Now, are they able to do that through the app as well, or is that something that's more?
Yep.
Wow.
There's a link right in the main menu on the app. So you just register the same way. Now it will take you to the website, but it's just a more convenient way to find it. And you can share it. So you can just text that link to your coworkers, or maybe your homeowner wants to take it. I don't know.
Right. All right, guys. So we've been talking to Eric Knight from Orenda. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and keep watching our videos. We'll keep talking and keep educating you guys on water chemistry. We'll see you in the next one.
All right. See you then.